Right, hi everyone. So I felt like keeping my hat on, so here we are. So, need to dye my hair too, but I did feel like keeping it on because I don't mind when my hair's going in. Like, my niece literally just said she likes me better with that, so at least that's a good call for when I do embrace it. Right, so this is just to be extra one. I did actually film all 10 minutes of this last night, and the mic had died. So let's hope that doesn't happen tonight. The wee green light's on. So yeah, this was actually, it was after a client session that I'd had. So one of the soul fam. And I'd pulled this during and then I didn't read it. So and when I read it, I was like, oh, I just feel like loads more people need to hear that because it's, I mean, I'll read it now, but it was very Leo season. You know what I mean? In the last sort of stretch of Leo season, it is about shining your light, being the brightest you can be, you know, sharing your talents, your gifts, doing what is fun to you, all that kind of jazz. So like I said, so Soul Fam client, you know who you are. And if you're kind of like, but what if she had someone after me, then, you know, ask me in private, but I'm pretty sure you'll know that this is for you. So, and it's for whoever else resonates. Man, woman, divine femme, divine masculine, random person that isn't a twin flame that wants to resonate, you know what I mean? So, no enemy shall defeat you, not by night nor by day, not upon the earth nor in the soul. You're divinely protected and empowered. You shall fulfill your destiny with joy in your heart and laughter in your belly. Play. Be in nature, feel the freedom of happiness within you, even in this moment. There are sacred powers, and with them you shall take every step upon your journey successfully, and nothing shall thwart your divine destiny. I mean, I could just leave it there, and I'm still laughing that I read all of this and none of it. I think like 30 seconds of it recorded. So this is a longer bit. Ask for healing, mentoring, or assistance to support you now. So again, person I just worked with, how's that for confirmation that we were meant to be doing that session and anything else we're doing in the future? This support will help you feel stronger and more empowered to deal with any challenge and be reassured that your spirit can handle it. There's spiritual protection for you now. And the one that I titled for tomorrow's one has you are protected, or protection in the title. Interesting. As you follow the guidance to explore conscious movement and creative self-expression, this can stir up old energy, releasing it from you and allowing vital presence to take hold within you. You're going through an initiation, there's that word that keeps coming up again and again, in which you will need to reassert your happiness and joy at any time it slips into the darkness of doubt, fear and anxiety. So do you see why when I had a quick glance after I'd finished with my client that I was like, oh, this is so collective. So that's why, it's obviously why that happened, you know what I mean? It's also got a 40, this is number 42, so 40 could be significant. But disregard that bit if it's not. Take time to dance, sing, drum, and affirm your aliveness with joy and courage. Become spiritually bolder in the face of anything that attempts to diminish you. And Lord knows, there's a lot of stuff that comes to diminish us, and especially in Leo season, because it's about shining. So if you're going big or going home right now in any area of your life, you might find more's coming up against you. So can't let it stop you. Become spiritually bolder in the face of anything that attempts to diminish you. Read it twice. Have faith in the power of the divine being, the supreme power. You're watched over by love. And you are, because if you're a part of this channel, whether it's been a hashtag oldie for a long time, and hopefully you're not just here for a good time and not a long time. We hope you're here for a good time and a long time. But you'll be here as long as you're meant to be here. You know? Then you'll be like, oh, I'm floating off someone else on the internet, and you do you, boo. Hiaka, a goddess of Hawaiian culture, watches over the sacred dancers of the hula, the arts of chant, sorcery, and medicine. Sorry, I mean, it's so hot here, I'm like, I think I need to take that off. Hers in the medicine of light, sound, and the ability to penetrate the darkness of lower level consciousness, which may overwhelm our sense of spirit, joy, heart, and inspiration with defeatism, despair, boredom, and even terror. This type of onslaught from darkness comes at certain times to those seeking to embody and enact the light on earth. One of those times is when we feel strong and are making progress, but feel tested to sustain that higher level of being and awareness even through challenge. Another time we may feel weaker, more vulnerable, perhaps fatigued from a challenge and not quite able to summon the quality of joy in our own. Another time maybe when we feel weaker, more vulnerable, perhaps fatigued from a challenge and not quite able to summon quality of joy in our own. Yeah, that makes sense. And that's why we need others. And that's why we have the membership if you care to join us there and you want a wee bit more support. But again, there's support if you don't need to be part of the membership. It's just an invite. And we are starting the Fuck It, Let's Go. It's not the fuck of, well, it's a Fuck It, Let's Go challenge, kind of, except for a whole month, like, and a week dedicated to the spirit, the mind, the emotions, and the physical. So it's more than that. So yes, I will be giving a lot of myself for the next 5 weeks because I've already filmed stuff in advance for the stuff I'm doing here. And then, yeah, and then we'll be starting that. So, yeah, and so again, roughly it'll be a mixture of, it'll either be wee short videos every day, or like I do with the format if you've followed the challenge before, or it'll be like a combination of videos and like a live stream or a couple of lives. So it'll be something like that, but it'll at least be like a live stream per week. But I'd imagine it'll be like a bigger video and a live stream per week. You know what I mean? But we'll just see. Like I might make it even more interactive, but I'll at least be doing that. So, where did we get to? In all such moments, the spirit warrior's path of light, Hiaka, assists. Hiaka is said to dwell in a grove of lehua trees, which are sacred to her, at the place where she spent her time dancing with the forest spirits. Notice how this is quite in line with when Goddess Hathor was coming through, and there was a lot about dancing and using music to manifest and, you know, being in a higher vibration. It's quite funny because I didn't do it the day, like I'm always singing in that, but I didn't have any music on or dancing or that, you know, just around my house. Like I didn't do that on the day, but then today I did, because I don't know, I just was cutting about and I had the music on and I was like just, you know, in that sort of energy. So I feel it's really coming through, like, you know, just to be in a higher vibration. By the way, I so was not like the day before that. Yet, like yesterday, I didn't have energy at all. I didn't have any energy, and I felt, well, not too hot, but I didn't feel too good. So I'm just sharing that in case anyone else felt like a low ebb. To be honest with you, I'm feeling right now as I'm channeling this, the healing coming in at the heart chakra. With me, we've got to remember I do channel where the collective is at, the collective of divine masculines, and yeah, so, but it was, you know, it was really quite low. And I had family visiting that, but, and, you know, they were at the pub and I was just kind of like, I just didn't have any energy. And it was a shame because then today I did, but I just sort of chilled most of the day. I've been out on a walk, went out for my breakfast and then came back, and then I've been along with mum and dad, saw my niece. She was going to stay the night, but it was a bit all too last minute. So, and then, you know, once I'd said it to her, she was like, yeah. And she was all excited. Actually, I was like, shit, I needed to film these videos. But obviously, if she had wanted to stay and it was all right, like, you know, family comes first in that. Well, she comes first in that. But anyway, it's fine. She'll just stay on her time. So, what were we going to say here? Yaka's name translates as she who lifts the darkness. Oh my God, I was like, why did I just blather on about all of that? And that's why, because I was just saying, yeah, so I mean, like, so some of you could be feeling quite low as well. And that's what I was going to say. I feel it's the spiking and the low ebbs and the Schumann resonance. And again, I most of the time do have an idea where it is, but even I don't even need to check, I can feel it. Like, for instance, when it was the Lionsgate port, my energy was so high, the energy would have been spiking, but I'm pretty sure it was even spiking like last night. And then, but maybe yesterday was a bit lower, I don't know, but I was feeling it. Hiaka's name translates as she who lifts the darkness. Hai is from the lifting of the hip, and Aka means shadow. As patroness of sacred dancers, she reminds us that with a simple movement of her hip, we can move into dance and connect with joy. That's so true. Oh, look, see, and this is why as well, when I read this, when you couldn't hear me, I didn't read this bit, so this is interesting. It is said that one of the first things that a shaman will ask a person who's plagued by demons, or in our modern parlance, unable to summon the energy for their truthful fulfillment and sacred purpose in the world, is when they last danced. Well, maybe I'll incorporate that into what I'm doing, but it is true, you know what I mean? Dancing, whether moving your body to music or symbolically, and whatever makes your being light up, is a way to invoke aliveness so that we can tap into the joy that counteracts darkness. Consider what makes your soul feel. What do you make? Wait a minute. Consider what makes you feel like your soul is dancing. Make time and space for it in your life as practice for sustaining and strengthening your spirit. So now I know that is why they made me do that. It wasn't for long, like it was just, I don't know, I thought, oh, I've Spotify on for a while, and I put a few ones on, and it was like just ones I liked, and I was like dancing about. Like, do you know what I mean? It's important to do that. It is good for your soul. Like I can feel it was good for my soul. Make time and space for it in your life as practice for sustaining and strengthening your spirit. Part of Hyaka's divine purpose is bearing the clouds, providing rain, thunder, and lightning. Her wisdom reminds us that movement in itself can be healing. When energy becomes stagnant, we can struggle. So it's obviously very relevant for me to say I felt like I was struggling yesterday. Nobody likes that word. But yeah, it was just kind of like, oh my God. But that's when I know I just need to be a wee bit quieter and just have time myself. And that's what I mean. I did have the whole day myself, and then I felt better today. So somebody needs to hear it. This doesn't mean we abstain from rest, but rather that we learn how to rest within the endless movement of life itself. So exactly what I've done yesterday, even though it was the hottest day of the year. Oh yeah, because I put up that post to me. That was so weird. I was wearing, it's not even leopard, it's my wee pink. They've got leopard and tigers on it. And then I noticed I was using my pink leopard skin mug. And I was like, how random is that? Because I never met. I was sitting there and I was like, I'm matching. Unintentionally matching. So it's good to have some sort of meaning. And what else was I going to say about that? Oh yeah, and then because it was like, I then pulled that card that was like Divine Feminine, like receive your birthright. It's also Divine Feminine is about resting. But remember, the tiger is my divine feminine energy, which is behind me there. So whenever I see the tiger, though, for anyone, when I'm given a collective energy, it's like a sign to me of feminine energy. So some of you really need to do the same. Like, when was the last time you done what it is I'd had to do there yesterday? Because a lot of people just don't. They feel like, oh, I can't do it, I've got too much to do. But I'm telling you, if I hadn't done that yesterday, I wouldn't have had any energy today or any energy for the weekend. So, and again, it's like, you know, but I like to just rest at the weekend anyway. But, right, so, we go here. Rest, and then true rest still allows energy to circulate through our being. This is why we emerge from rest feeling renewed and refreshed. Right, this is so creepy, exactly what I've just said. Movement from circulating energy means flowing in relationship with our bodies, minds, and souls, trusting our inner rhythms. And I'm just being reminded, remember, person that this card was pulled for, keep that in mind as well. Anyone's resonating. Most modern lifestyles make it difficult to live an honest relationship with the mind and body. This card is so fitting with what we're doing. It can be tricky to find the time and the place to authentically and spontaneously honour our natural needs for expression and flow, so we summon our wisdom and creativity to find a way. Hyaka says that we must. We must be willing to move with the storm wisdom within us, or we shall be moved by the storm wisdom around us. We will be moved by those events which startle us from our routine when we're falling asleep rather than resting and living. Permit yourself to explore a more authentic relationship with yourself and trust that in the process, the changes that will happen, and sometimes those changes will include how and where we live and work, and with whom we share our lives, will be healing. So here's a wee prayer. Here's a prayer of protection and affirmation. You can say this for yourself or over another on their behalf. And that, so you could think of somebody that you love or care about that's struggling, or you might suspect or something, or for yourself. In that case, speak the invocation as if it was the speaking prayer. This is a way to offer spiritual service to them. However, if you offer this for another, know that you cannot force it to be received by their soul, and you must honour their free will to choose how they wish to live. That's really interesting. I mean, that goes without saying. So you know, I say in everything that I do, it's only if the person's higher self wants to receive this, anyone in your life, whether it's your twin flame or anyone. So yes, if you're asking for someone else, just sort of ask if I have permission to send this to them, like they'll receive it, otherwise they won't anyway. So I'll say this as a prayer for everyone if you want it. May light dance freely within my soul, lifting my mind from oppression and freeing my heart from restraint. May I honour my true nature and live in genuine inner truth. May I rest in the changes of life, moving with grace and wisdom. May I attract endless divine love and the protection to live this gift of my life in perfect fulfillment on all levels. I am dignity, I am wild grace, I am an unrestrained being. I move in authentic truth, dancing sacred joy and soulful expression upon this earth. You will know when you have truly spoken this prayer from the heart because you'll feel lighter, brighter, happier and safe. You can repeat it as often as you wish. As you do, the words will build a field of sacred light and divine protection within your consciousness. You've completed your healing process. Oh, that's so lovely. And it's obviously, you know, I was obviously meant to read it. Oh yeah, because I keep saying that it was yesterday I tried to record it. It wasn't yesterday I tried to record it. It was the day before yesterday. Is that right? Yeah, so it was the day before yesterday is what I mean. Because yesterday, yeah, I wasn't recording. I didn't have any energy to do anything like that. Jammy day. It was a PJ day, which, like I said, is sometimes needed. And yeah, it was a shame. It was like the hottest day of this week. I don't know if it was I think it was the hottest, or maybe the day before was the hottest. But like I said, I've been out in the sun loads. I'm just getting a bit bored at it. I'm ready for autumn and winter. You know what I mean? Somebody else said that to me today too. But so I'm going to trust. Well, I know that at least it will help the person that I picked it for. But like I said, that is totally for quite a few people. I want to shuffle these too. And actually, the thing is, when I was reading that, I'm getting so mixed up. But if this is Friday, this is tonight, Saturday, Sunday is focused on the mind. And when I say, you know, remember, these are just wee mini ones because they were very short videos. And I was tired those days too, as you'll see. And I'm just thinking, so the end of the end of tomorrow's one, the last few minutes, the mic went off, but it doesn't matter because I've wrote in the comments what I was saying as part of the message too. And then I filmed the one for Sunday today as well. But yeah, basically, you know, over the weekend, it's about decluttering the mind. And there's only so much you can do in 3 days anyway. And it's not like, you know, it's just, even if you do one thing, if you're being carried in this group intention, then you know what I mean? Like, if you get involved, you'll feel it. But like, this is a mini version of what we'll do in the membership. So just to give you a taster. So, right, what have we got then to go along with this? And yeah, I hope you do decide to join us in the membership, but that can be your choice. Surprise! So, release your expectations and be open to surprise. Well, that's an exciting one to get. Look at that, alone time and peace. So, like, it's all the things I've spoke about here. So yeah, look, it's like the illustration is naked, but I mean, it's like so innocent, but I better do that. So, alone time. So again, make sure you get some alone time and release your expectations and be open to surprise. Surprise alone time. Oh, that's great. For Charlotte, that might be quite nice because, well, like, remember we'd pray, like, Charlotte had been wanting on one of the last lives. You'd been needing or craving some alone time. So maybe you'll get some surprise alone time. You know, maybe someone will be able to look after the kid in peace. Just because, oh look, this is the shadow side of the wheel. Just because some people are fueled by drama doesn't mean you have to attend the performance. Make your life a drama-free zone. That's kind of funny when the Edinburgh Festival's on here. Well, I mean, I'm like, literally, I've not been to any of it, but I'm going to go, but I won't be saying when I'm going. So, I'll just talk about it in September and I'll be like, oh, I went out then. Yes, anyway. Like, so, wait a minute. What one? Surprise. Doesn't really go with the... Oh. See you later. Have a lovely weekend, and I will... I think I'll see you live on Monday. That's my plan. I'm not sure about it. I don't know about the rest of the week. I don't know. We'll see how it feels. There'll be videos anyway though. See you later.